everyone, my name's Sally. Today I'm going to share with you my checklist for riding. Whether you're starting out or are a seasoned competitor, this video is for you. I've helped hundreds of riders with tips from this video, so let's get started on my checklist for riding. So I've coached a lot of riders, and as they're riding, there's a checklist that they can go through in their mind, and that includes things like breathing and what are your arms doing, what are your legs doing. However, it's often hard to remember all of the things and think about how you're training your horse. So for this video, I thought I would do a narrative. I would share a narrative with you that is just those things that should be on your checklist. And then what you can do with this video is plug in your earphones and listen to it while you're riding, and you will have that narrative for you. It's just like having a coach stand there and talk to you about what you should be doing, except it'll be on your earphones, in your ears. So I hope this checklist works for you. Plug it in, get going. I will put it on repeat when I do the editing. So once it's edited, you should have a 10-minute running time of things to think about and remember. That'll also include how often to pat and rest your horse and how long you should do that for. So tune in and plug yourselves in, and away we go. So as you're riding along, you want to take a big breath. Fill your lungs with air right down into the bottom, and then let that breath out. And breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. And as you do that, you can think about your shoulder blades. Are they sliding back and down together towards the center of your back? Are those tips ever going to touch one day? The next thing to think about is your abdominals. You want to be sitting tall, and you want your abdominal wall to support you. So you've got your belly button and then the side waist and the whole of your front abdominals supporting your torso. The next thing to think about is your thumbs. Are they on top? You want your knuckles vertical, thumbs on top of the rein, and fingers closed around the rein. You want your elbows brushing your t-shirt as you ride. You also want to be imagining you're running your head along a low ceiling. So you've got to sit up really tall to get that head onto that low ceiling. Imagine you're running your helmet along it. You want your legs to be long. You want your knees to be low and heading towards the ground. You want to let gravity pull at your feet. Let gravity pull at your legs as you're riding along. And then you can lean back a little. Imagine that you're doing a very quick check of your belt buckle. If you had a big cowboy belt buckle on, would you be able to see it in your sights? If not, you're probably leaning too far forward. Once you've done all that, we can go back to the beginning. Take a deep breath in. Fill your lungs with air right down to the bottom. In through the nose, out through the mouth. As you breathe in, your shoulder blades slide back and down and together, so the points might one day be touching. You want to keep your abdominals nice and strong, your belly button a little bit back to your spine, a little bit engaged, and your side waist also supporting your torso. You want to keep your thumbs on top, knuckles vertical. Imagine your elbows are brushing your t-shirt. In the walk, they'll be going more. In the trot, you will feel your t-shirt there, and in the canter, there will also be more movement. What are you doing now? Think about how much movement there should be in your arms. Think about running your head along a low ceiling. Is your helmet touching that ceiling? Do you have to sit up a little bit more to get your head there? Think about your legs being long. Is gravity doing its thing with your legs? Think about your knees. Are they dropping down? Think about your feet and how gravity is tugging at those. And then you want to be leaning back a little. Can you get a little glimpse of that cowboy belt buckle? Don't keep looking down there, but just get a glimpse and look back up again. Once more, Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Shoulder blades back and down, as though those points are eventually going to touch in near the center of your back. What are your abdominals doing? Are they supporting your torso? Belly button a little bit engaged. Thumbs on top, fingers closed around the reins, elbows brushing your t-shirt. Can you run your head along a low ceiling? Perhaps you need to sit up a little more to get your head onto that low ceiling. Think about your legs down. Melt the legs down the side of the saddle and the horse. Think of those knees dropping. Gravity is pulling at your feet, pulling at your calves, pulling those legs longer. You want to then lean back a little. Make sure you've kept that lean back. If you need to, double check your cowboy belt buckle. Just in your sights. If you can't see it, then you probably need to lean back a little more and then we go back to the beginning, keeping your shoulders back with a big breath in through the nose and let it out through the mouth. So you've been riding for 3.5, 4 minutes now. Come to a moment where you are getting something nice from your horse. Once they've had a good try, once they've done something good, remember to have a pat and a rest. So you should be able to come to a place now where you can rest your horse, pat, back to the walk, long reins if you can, if it's safe. Go to the buckle on your reins, nice soft hands, staying tall in the saddle. It's a holiday for the horse, a little rest for the horse, but not for the rider. So we'll stay here for another 45 seconds. And then that will give your horse a minute of rest, and in a moment you'll pick up your reins. So while the horse is walking, keep yourself upright, expect the horse to keep walking, expect that movement underneath you. No slumping down in the saddle, no holiday for the rider. Staying tall and keep breathing, and think about all the muscles of yours that have just been doing that work. Think about letting some of those go for a little moment. Okay, and now we've had about a minute's rest, so you can pick your reins up again. Start to get your horse organized again. Reconnect with the contact. Can you feel the bit in your hands? Reconnect with the seat. Are you nice and tall? Have you got your seat bones down? And then you can go back into your work. When you're ready, you can go back into your trot or your canter or your movements or your exercises. Thinking again. Am I breathing? Can I breathe? Take a big breath in through the nose and out again through the mouth. Are my shoulder blades sliding back and together towards the center of my back? Are the tips of the shoulder blades going to touch as they reach back and down together? Think about the abdominals. Are the abdominals supporting your body? A little bit of engagement from your belly button, depending what you're doing. You may need more, you may need a little less. That belly button is never soft and resting while you're riding. It is always a little bit engaged, even if you're having a little walk. Next is thumbs on top. Are your thumbs on top, knuckles vertical, fingers closed around the reins? Think about your elbows. Are they brushing your t-shirt? Can you feel the fabric, or can you imagine the fabric under your arm skin? Think about running your head along a low ceiling. Do you need to sit up a little higher to get your helmet up there? Are your legs long? Are your knees down? Let gravity pull at your feet. Let those legs melt down the saddle. Lean back a little. Can you glimpse your cowboy belt buckle? And then once more, back to the breathing. Big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Shoulder blades back and down, points eventually touching. Abdominals slightly engaged, all the way around to the side waist as well as the front. Are your thumbs on top, fingers closed around the reins? Imagine you're running your head along a low ceiling. Do you need to sit up a little higher? Next thing is legs melting down the saddle. Are your knees dropping? Are you letting gravity pull at your feet? Can you check your belt buckle? A tiny little glimpse. Maybe not even. Use your peripheral vision. Can you see it in your peripheral vision? Lean back a little more if that gives you a better glimpse of your belt buckle. The leaning back will help to engage the abdominals, but don't forget to keep your shoulder blades and don't forget your breathing. Once more. Big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Are your shoulder blades back and down? Are they sliding towards each other? Are your abdominals a little bit engaged? What's your belly button doing? Are your thumbs on top? Are your fingers closed around the reins? What are your elbows doing? Can you feel your t-shirt underneath? Are you running your head along the low ceiling? Are your legs long? Are your knees down? Have you let gravity pull at your feet? Can you lean back and get a glimpse of your belt buckle? Okay, that's nearly another 5 minutes of work for you and your horse. So find a place where your horse has tried or done a good job and you can have a pat and a rest. And I'll give you a minute of rest and then we can get started again. As you're resting, long reins, go to the buckle. Let your horse walk underneath you. It's time for your horse to have a rest and a teeny tiny holiday, but not time for the rider. So as a rider, you're staying tall. You're expecting the horse to walk underneath you. Leave your horse alone with your legs. This is their rest time. You don't want to be pestering them while you rest. We're nearly at a minute of rest, so keep walking a little bit longer, and in a moment you can pick up the reins and start again. One last breath in the rest, and when you're ready you can pick up your reins and start again. Okay. So there's a narrative for you to listen to while you ride. You can keep those things running through your head while you are focusing on your movements or your exercises, whatever you're training on this day. So if you found this video useful, hit the like button. If you know someone who would find it useful, don't forget to share with them. If you know someone who would find this useful, don't forget to share with them. And if you subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell and you'll never miss an episode. Thanks for listening. I know there's lots out there that demands your attention, your eyes and your ears, so I really appreciate your time here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.